Next, we're going to go into a very important exercise, which is I'm going to take you through a visualization. If you know that word, if you don't know that word, if you have any type of like resistance to that word, don't worry about it. I'm just going to speak in a really calm, clear way. All I need you to do is get really super comfortable. Lie down if you need to, sit down if you need to, go to sleep if you need to. Well, actually, don't go to sleep. Try not to go to sleep. Just get super comfortable and make sure you can hear me. All I need you to do is get really comfortable, close your eyes, listen, and let your subconscious open up. And if you don't know what that means, don't worry. All you have to do is get really comfortable and stay focused on my voice. So lie down, sit down, whatever, as long as you're comfortable. Gently close your eyes and begin by taking a deep breath in through your nose. And as you do, feel the cool air filling your lungs. And then slowly exhale through your mouth, letting go of any tension or stress. With each breath, feel yourself becoming more relaxed, more at peace, and more present in this moment. Allow your breath to settle into a natural rhythm, feeling the gentle rise and fall of your chest. As you continue to breathe, let go of any thoughts or worries, allowing yourself to fully immerse in this experience. Now, imagine yourself standing in a place that feels completely serene and inviting. This could be a lush green forest with sunlight filtering through the leaves, the edge of a tranquil ocean with the waves gently lapping at the shore, or maybe a mountaintop with a clear, expansive sky stretching out above you. It might even be a place from your past that brings you peace, or a new place you've never seen but feels perfect. Take a moment to observe this place in detail. Notice the colors. Notice the textures. Notice the sound around you. Feel the earth beneath your feet, the breeze on your skin. Smell the scent of the air. This is a place where you feel completely at ease, where you can let your guard down and be truly yourself. As you stand in this peaceful place, you notice a path before you. This path seems to call to you, inviting you to explore deeper within yourself. The path might be a well-worn trail, a set of ancient steps, or even a flowing stream guiding your way forward. Whatever form it takes, trust the path that appears before you. As you begin to walk along this path, feel yourself moving deeper into this journey, deeper into your own inner world. With each step, you feel yourself moving away from the noise and distractions of the outside world and closer to the heart of who you are. The path gradually leads you into a new, even more secluded space. You might notice the surroundings becoming more vivid, more alive. as if the very air around you is charged with energy. The space feels different, richer, more intimate. You realize that you are entering a sacred place, a hidden sanctuary within yourself that few ever reach. Take in your surroundings here. What does this space look like? What kind of atmosphere does it have? Is it a dense, vibrant jungle, a serene glade, or perhaps a mysterious cave with hidden depths? The details of this place are unique to you, shaped by your own experiences, thoughts, and emotions. As you stand in this sacred space, feel a deep sense of connection to everything around you. You are not just in this place, you are a part of it, and it is a part of you. This sanctuary is a reflection of your deepest self, a place where the truest parts of you reside. As you attune to this connection, you begin to sense the presence of an animal, a guide who embodies the core qualities of your true self. You don't need to search for this animal. It'll come to you naturally, drawn by your presence here. Be open and receptive, allowing this guide to reveal itself in its own time. If not yet, slowly an animal begins to appear before you. It may emerge from the shadows, step out from behind the trees, or rise up from the ground itself. This creature is not just any animal. It carries within it the essence of qualities that resonate deeply with who you are, your strengths, your challenges, and your true nature. Observe this animal carefully. Notice its size. Notice its color. Notice the way it moves, the expression in its eyes. What feelings arise within you as you meet this guide? Is there a sense of familiarity, of recognition, or perhaps a feeling of awe or respect? Take your time to fully experience this moment and to connect with the energy of this creature. Approach your animal guide slowly, with a sense of wonder and respect. You may feel an urge to speak to it, to ask it questions, or simply to stand in its presence and absorb the qualities it embodies. This is a being that understands you deeply, that reflects the wisdom, courage, and instincts within you. You might want to ask it for guidance, for insight into your current path, or for support as you move forward in your life. Listen carefully to any messages it might have for you, whether they come in words, images, or simply a deep knowing. As you continue to connect with your animal guide, feel its energy begin to merge with your own. Imagine that the qualities this animal represents are flowing into you, becoming a part of you. Feel the strength, the wisdom, the confidence, or whatever qualities this guide embodies, filling your body and mind. These qualities are not foreign to you. They are aspects of your true self that this guide is here to help you recognize and embrace. Allow yourself to fully receive this energy, knowing that it's here to support you in your journey. When you feel ready, thank your animal guide for its presence and guidance. Know that this creature will always be with you, accessible whenever you need its support or wisdom. As you prepare to leave this sacred space, feel yourself carrying the essence of your guide with you, integrating its energy into your being. Begin to retrace your steps, moving back along the path that brought you here. With each step, feel yourself returning to the surface of your consciousness, bringing with you the gifts of this journey. The closer you come to the place where you began, the more aware you become of your physical body, the sounds around you, and the feeling of the ground beneath you. And as you arrive back in the place where you began, take a moment to ground yourself. Feel your breath. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the weight of your body. Take a few deep breaths, feeling calm, centered, and connected to the wisdom and strength you've just received. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes, bringing your awareness fully back to the present moment. What we're going to do now is we're going to start to really understand what we just went through. Before I dig deep into that, I've got 3 questions for you I would like you to answer. And these are going to be very important. So write them down if you need to. The first question is, what were the 2 places or areas that you came to? So there was the first area where it was just like a peaceful, calm place. And then there was a second area that you got to when you took a path. Why that's very important is you can actually use those areas in real life, whether they be specific places or even if you can find places that are similar to that environment. For example, for me, it was like always a very dense forest kind of space. You can use those areas to come back to a place of calm, present, and more connection to your quote unquote true self. So even just going to that space for 30, 60 minutes or whatever, whenever you can, will be helpful. And I bet that especially if this is like a real place in real life that you've been through before, or been to before, or you've been to somewhere similar to that, my bet is that you always feel more calm, peaceful, connected, so on and so forth when you're in that type of space or environment. So you can use that as like a real life tangible tool. Get to those places as much as you can. Number 2, very, very important one. What was the animal that came to you in that visualization? What I would invite you to focus in on, what were the qualities, characteristics, and traits that this animal had? Whether it showed it, whether you felt it, whatever. Whether you just like knew it for some reason, what were the qualities, characteristics, and traits this animal had? Over the next few days, what I would invite you to do is to really start digging into that experience again, that memory, and start even if you were to think about that animal in general, but then more specifically in that situation, see what other kind of traits, qualities, characteristics naturally start coming to you and being like, oh, you know, I see this animal, I think X, Y, and Z. The next thing I will ask you, when you were interacting with this animal in any way, whether you spoke to it, whether it showed you something, whether it said something to you, whether you just like felt something, or you just like knew something, if you asked it any questions, blah, 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 blah. What happened? What was the interaction? What was said? What did you know? What did you feel? What did you think? So on and so forth. Anything along those lines. One other thing, just in case, if there was anything else other than what I asked that stood out to you in some way, even if you're just like, I don't know why, but that like, it was weird, but it like stood out to me, felt cool, whatever it is, note that down too for yourself. That's just because, especially in like with my one-on-one clients, there's some really cool stuff that comes out of that like extra piece there that really solidifies what I'm about to tell you next. Going back to this idea of a visualization, really what I want to invite you to think of a visualization as is like an empty canvas. It's a skeleton. It's a frame where I basically, and I'll tell you exactly what I did in that visualization. I set up a structure that basically guided you towards going deeper and deeper into your subconscious, and then pulled out through like wording and guiding your true self from your subconscious. So could have been any place where you felt peaceful or calm, but you chose a specific one, and most likely it was different to everybody else's. Could have been any animal, but a specific animal came to you. Could have been any type of interaction, any type of question, so on and so forth. But again, specifically to you happened. So basically what happens is there's this empty canvas, aka the structure of the visualization that I guided you through. Your subconscious then fills that canvas. Now, why this is so important is because when you are quote unquote in the beginning, born, and you are untouched by the world, you are your true self. Your mindset, your identity, your belief system is your true self. As you go through experiences in life, you get these limiting beliefs painted over, and it becomes your new identity when they all build together, right? You don't lose your true self. It's just hidden away. It's sitting in your subconscious, layered with these like limiting beliefs and fears and so on and so forth. So all we did in that visualization was we created an environment and a structure where your subconscious could go and dig through that space and pull out and find your true self. So that animal that came to you could be many different forms that the true self could come to you, but in this context, it's an animal. But more importantly, it's the qualities, traits, and characteristics of that animal that embody and show your true self. Now, I'm going to explain some important things that have happened in client sessions to really emphasize this, which is one client, and actually when I look at the chat, Vinny, you said something very similar, like I felt calm and at ease. Why would you feel calm and at ease with a random animal that came to you? Another client described it as, I just like knew this animal. Like there was just this like familiarity, this like comfort, this like, it's like we were long lost brothers or something. Why? Because that is your true self that has been hidden away, that has been like quote unquote lost underneath all these limiting beliefs and fears. So when you are feeling at ease, feeling comfortable, feeling familiarity, feeling recognition, it's because you are remembering who you are at your core, your truest self. This is very important because, as I said, the whole goal of this is to remove limiting beliefs and fears to come back to your true self, right? Your true self is also you at your most securely attached, your most confident. because it's you without the fears and beliefs. So as you become more familiar, more aware of, more aligned with, more connected to your true self, you will also naturally, as a byproduct, become more securely attached. Now, again, just to give you some, I guess, tangible evidence of this, here's a question for you. When in your life, and I know each and every one of you have had this in some way or another, when in your life did everybody tell you not to do something or to do something? When in your life did your mind and those limiting beliefs and those fears, aka the negative voice, tell you not to do something or to do something? But there was just some part of you inside that knew that its way of doing it was like your way. And it went completely against what everybody else or what the negative voice or your mind was telling you. And no matter how much that negative voice or no matter how much other people said to do or not do something, there was just that knowing was just too fucking strong, and you had to listen to it. And when you listened to it, good things happened. Might have been difficult, might have been hard, but the growth, the expansiveness, the confidence, the opportunities or whatever from that were really good. That is a perfect example of where your negative voice, aka the limiting beliefs and fears, are trying to hold you down, keep you down. And unfortunately, a lot of people in our life can be very much still controlled by their own limiting beliefs and fears, aka their negative voices, and therefore they tell you not to do something or, to do something because that's like the safer option or whatever. But like that it's in those type of moments where like your true self will actually forcefully come out and be like, fucking dude, don't do that. Because it knows that if you were to follow the negative voice or other people's negative voices in those moments, you're going to be like stuck in something not great for a long time. Doesn't always do it, but those are the times where it comes out. If I could give you one piece of advice, even if we were to stop doing this course tomorrow, the most important piece of advice you could ever take away from me is listen to that fucking true self voice. Recognize it, believe it, let it become your North Star. When I was 15 and I went on that psychology bootcamp, we did a visualization very similar to this. Mine came out as a tiger, and the qualities were calmness, strength, and fierceness, but not in an aggressive way, in just like a very calm, stable, assertive way, wisdom, and just this like quiet, calm confidence. Everything I did not fucking have at the time. Everything I was craving at the time. When I made that tiger and the qualities it embodied as my sort of North Star, that's what got me through my attachment style, even though I had like no one close to me with my understanding and knowledge and stuff, even though everybody I went to were just like little pieces of the puzzle, so on and so forth. What really got me through, not to like devalue anybody who I met or helped me along the way, but what really got me through and what guided me was that every time I did something unhealthy, the only reason I could recognize it and then work on it and shift it was because I was like, that's not what that fucking tiger of mine would do. And naturally, I learned how to build healthy communication and so on and so forth, because I used that true self tiger thing as a guide. Like, that's what I want to get to. And this is how it would react in these certain moments and so on and so forth. So I'd really want to invite you to let that true self that came to you become your guide, become your North Star. And the invitation would be find ways of, comparing is a strong word, but find ways of like assessing your situations and finding out or thinking of ways of how could I be more in touch with or aligned with that true self animal and the qualities it embodied in this situation. That will give you very good, very clear, direct ways of like healthy responses or behaviors. For example, if we were to use, okay, so if like, Natalie, sorry, I'm going to use you again if you don't mind, just because you gave me an example earlier. If Natalie, if you look at that situation that you gave us earlier, which was, I got angry. We know that's your negative voice now. We know it's the fears and the beliefs underneath it that is causing the unhealthy reaction and therefore behavior. Like, that's easy to know. It's very easy to recognize the negative voice. Look at what your panther would be. Calm and mysterious. Mysterious maybe doesn't work that well there, but the calmness, the complete opposite of how you are reacting in the moment now, or did back then. That's because it's and by the way, this is, religion is another package of this, where like God and the devil, it's all the same thing. It's just a different wrapping or package for people to understand it by. It is the true self and negative voice. And I'm not pushing a religion onto you. This is my psychological, rational way of understanding this stuff with tangible evidence. If you were to imagine, Natalie, the calm panther, how it would react in that situation, and completely detach your emotions and like your actions and how you've responded before, if you can imagine how it would respond in that moment, you've got your healthy response for that situation. And so there's just another example, like the negative voice and the true self are in a lot of ways opposite, or at least in the feeling, idea, and whatever.